All right, here we go. We got DC's finest in the building.
Gleesh and Vlad shot and all that there, the nigga.
Yeah, man, you've been putting in work for a while now.
Yeah,
I've been seeing like the consistent year after year putting it down, like putting out projects that people are fucking with, putting out songs, like putting out videos that are getting 1 million here, 2 million there. Like, congrats, man.
Thank you, bro.
Congrats. Like, how many years has it been total, you think?
I started rapping in 2009.
9 years deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about when we started Vlad TV. 2008, 2009. Right around the same time. Yeah, man. Holding on to, like, you know, because you're basically a business.
Basically.
You know, basically. So
speaking of that, when you were saying that you started in 2008, 2009, your business, I thought you was bigger then. Like, when you first came out in 2008, 2009, I thought you was like XXL back then type shit. When you first came out, I thought you was already established somewhere already.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta look big.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That motherfucker.
You always gotta look big.
Yeah, congrats, nigga.
Thank you, and likewise to be doing your thing for almost a decade, huge accomplishment.
Facts, thank you.
So, well, you grew up all over because your dad was in the Army.
Yeah, nah, I grew up in D.C. I stayed 1 year with him.
Okay.
Type shit. I stayed summers with him and shit, but the 1 year I stayed with him was out of the country in Germany.
Okay.
And shit. Yeah. Went to France and Paris and Switzerland and some other shit, Holland and some more shit I did that year with him.
Mexico?
Nah, I ain't go to Mexico.
Africa?
I went to Africa with my school when I was in high school, 9th grade. Mm-hmm. We went to Ghana, Togo, and Benin and shit. Seen the king of Ghana. I think we was with the king of Ghana or something.
Really?
Like that. Yeah.
I went to Senegal once, like right around 2000.
That's in the middle.
That's where Akon's from.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I got there, it kind of made me sort of look at like America and racism and everything like a whole lot different. Because when you actually get out there, you realize how racist America really is. When you in a place that don't have that same type of racism, you know?
Where I was coming from when I got out there, from just the ignorance of America, just seeing them people in Africa, you know, like how America how America raises their children so we perceive things that they want us to perceive the way they want us to. Mm-hmm. So like we would think Africans live with the tigers and the lions and they savage and they don't dress in clothing and all that and they look different and all that. But when we got out there, my take on it was these niggas look like us. Like I was seeing motherfuckers in Africa that looked like niggas from back home that reminded me of somebody I knew. So I had a whole nother, like, cause I was, you know what I mean, when I went out there, I wasn't enlightened back then type shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's not the, you know, the history of slavery and shit like that. That's just part of the culture like it is here. Mm-hmm. And you don't realize how deep it goes until you go to a place that never had it. Mm-hmm. Where you don't see that tension between the races, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's love over there. Like you can see like grown men holding hands and shit out there in the middle of the street, and it's not even like all some gay shit. You know what I mean? It's like just like community wise and love type shit. It's like, but then there's some places but that's just like due to the fact of where they from and their environment type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I suggest everyone go to Africa at some point.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
Of every race, you know.
I suggest motherfuckers travel and go see a lot of places. Like, cause like when I say where I'm from, with DC, we don't. It's called Chocolate City, so it's all black people. Well, now it's gentrified and shit, but when I was growing up, it was all black people, and we didn't go to school with any white people or anything like that.
So you had no white people in your school?
Nah, like they would probably be at the max 1, at the max 3, at the max type shit.
Out of how many people?
3 white people in school.
Out of what, 500?
Whatever, 100 or however many people was in the school. DC just didn't, like, it was like segregated. So it was white people in the city that had kids going to schools, but they weren't going to the schools we was going to, type shit. And this was, what, nigga, I'm 28. So I'm saying, so this now, so DC was like, it was one high school that had both black and whites, and that was Wilson. That was the school I went to. Mm-hmm. So all my life, out of all the other motherfuckers in DC, I was probably more around white people than, you know what I mean, the rest of the motherfuckers I already knew. different aspects of life type shit. But a lot of motherfuckers just don't see certain different shit. You know what I mean? It's really like crazy. So a lot of motherfuckers just don't know how to hang around white people. Don't do that white people talk. Like, you know how when they go to work and shit, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers just don't do that shit because they ain't never had to. You know what I mean? They just try to be easier on some white people, not to threaten them and shit like that. All they know is aggressiveness. You know what I mean? Type shit.